Welcome to the Chain Out Podcast with your hosts, Jeremy and Daryl.
Hey everyone, welcome to Season 3, Episode 138 of the Chain Out Podcast with your favorite hosts, Jeremy and Daryl. How's it going, partner?
It's going fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
And I'm thinking, boy, do we have a show tonight for our listeners,
Oh
hey?
my goodness, do we have an episode tonight? PDJ Junior Disc Golf World Championships took place this past weekend in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We had 23 Canadians down there representing. Can you imagine that?
That's a lot.
Yeah. Tonight we're going to have 4 of them join us on the podcast to talk about their experiences. We're going to be joined by Nikko Forbes, Brooklyn Okrafka, Gavin Beamish, and Sierra Van Elburg. They're all going to be joining us in roughly about 15 minutes.
Yeah, you're going to be busy on the buttons tonight.
Oh, man, I'm going to be spinning the buttons like the ones and twos.
The green room, it's like there's going to be like a carousel just moving everybody in and out. And that's why I'm sporting my Canadian Nationals jersey.
Yeah.
Figured Canadian Worlds.
Absolutely.
Or Worlds, Canadians down there. You know, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I decided to go with our own designed, one that I haven't worn for a while.
The Flower Power.
Yeah,
It's looking good for sure. And we got Shelly's in the chat there.
Yeah. Hi,
Shelley.
Shelley. Nice to meet you. Nice to have you join us on the podcast.
Yeah, and she says tonight is exciting. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
With all 4 of these big guests we're going to have.
I don't know about you, but I like it when we do our junior episodes.
I do as well. And we've done them in the past where it's been, just 3 juniors kind of doing that. But this has been this big event, and we thought
almost
we'd
like a-
really focus on it.
Not only is it a recap, it's like a return. It's a revisit.
Every one of these guests has been on the show before at
Absolutely.
some point. So if you like what you see tonight and you want to see more, flash back into the catalog and check it out. Now, speaking of checking things out, you've been doing a lot of new things in disc golf this year.
Mm-hmm.
You've done some tournaments.
I ran some tournaments.
Yeah. You've been taking tournament directing courses to get even better at it.
I have.
You are vice president of our local disc golf association.
I have that honor as well.
And then this week you stepped out of your comfort zone a little and want to tell us about that?
Yeah, a little bit. So in previous weeks, I was our board president, Mr. Brock Shiketti,
Shosheti.
put out a call to the board members. Anybody willing and able to volunteer to run or be a part of the Boys and Girls Club Disc Golf Clinic.
Okay.
Kind of getting new kids into the sport. I said, yeah, sure, I'm available. And then a couple of weeks ago, he said, are you still available for that camp? And I said, yeah, sure. He's like, good, because you're the only one. So if you can run this clinic. As it turned out, Terry Heiserbaum Hong.
Oh, okay.
That's where it came from, because I was thinking that every time we say Terry Hong, we have to say Heiserbaum, just the way as we had to say Dr. Jessie Prado Smith.
That's right.
She was able to step up as well. She came and helped out, which is good for me, running my first ever clinic, not really knowing how to handle it, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
How to herd the cats.
yeah, so we had 30, we actually had 27 kids show up.
Wow.
From Shore Park area. They came to Rundle Park. I took them for the putting clinic. I gave them some putting lessons. Got them to play some games around the basket. Everybody had some fun. The other half went with Coach Terry and learned some backhand and forehand form. Got them out there throwing. Halfway through, we did a switch. We were planning on getting some holes done. Just a couple of holes played, but the time ran out. So we didn't get that happening. They only had an hour this week. So yeah, it was a great time. I think the kids had fun. I had fun. That's another check mark off my disc golf resume, something that I've done. I'm able to say that I've run a clinic.
Yeah. And, when people inevitably, as they always tend to do when we go to tournaments and you're not there, is they say, where's Daryl?
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of what's been going on. Daryl's been doing a lot of different things. It's all disc golf related, but tournaments are not always the first priority. So,
But exactly.
Yeah.
There's more to disc golf than just tournaments.
there you go.
Yeah.
But if you do want to play in tournaments and you want to support local disc golf in Canada, you should join PDGA Canada, because all of the funds when you enter tournaments that are paid to PDGA Canada stay within the country and go to support disc golf. And PDGA is also supporting this podcast this year, and we really appreciate that. So thank you to them.
Yeah. Let's do some tournament review, Jeremy.
All right, we got it.
So this past weekend, there were 18 disc golf events happening in Canada. We had 9 C tiers, 1 XC tier, and 3 B tiers.
Okay.
And we had events taking place all over Canada. We had
All
BC,
over? All over Canada?
We had BC.
All right.
Check mark. Alberta,
Got it.
Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, and Yukon.
Did we do it?
No, we were so close. If only Newfoundland had an event this past weekend. So
Edgar, where were you, buddy?
I really thought the stars were going to align. We were going to have all 11. We say all 11, but the 11 available.
Yeah, the
that
10
we were
and
gonna
1. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it'll happen one time. What's going to happen if we ever do get a week where we have all 10 provinces and one territory?
In the territory. I don't know. Do we do a prize? Do we just do a dance or something? Like what happens?
No, I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's exciting to
tuned.
watch anyways.
Yeah, if it'll ever happen. There was a Flex C tier happening in conjunction with a barbecue.
Okay.
We had a women's tournament, a couple of NADGT events, one of them being an NADGT premier event.
Okay.
We had a SummerSlam.
Isn't that wrestling? Is there what's going on?
Yeah. We had a Power Disc Golf Academy Championship Series qualifier.
That's a mouthful.
That's it. That's quite a big event. We had Lil Heiser's Tour Juniors event, an MVP 3-disc circuit challenge. We also had a 3x3 No Need for Speed event.
Oh, I like the name of that.
Yeah, that was the 3 discs only,
Okay.
all 3 speed and under.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. This week, there was a disc golf event for everyone somewhere in Canada, but we're going to chat about a local B tier that happened. The Edmonton Open. This is the 5th year running for the Edmonton Open.
Yeah.
This one is held out at Bailey's Crossing Disc Golf Course out in Devon, Alberta. This is a 3-round event over 2 days. 2 days on the Saturday, 1 on the Sunday. All rounds played at the same course, so they go by tee times. First tee time out on Saturday morning, 7:30 a.m. Last tee time of the day, 5 p.m.
Okay, question for you with that. Do you want to be the person who has to get up and play at 7:30 in the morning? Or are you the one who wants to, because it was 2 different groups, right? So one group had 7:30 and say after lunch. The other one was mid-morning and then 5 p.m.
Right.
Which would you prefer?
It depends if you're going to hang around in the evening. Because if you're hanging around for the afters, then why get up early? Because that's a long day. If you're going to get up at 7:30 or play at 7:30,
Yeah.
and you're still going to hang around for those evening
That's a long day,
events,
yeah.
it's a long day. So
So the later ones.
the later one for me.
Gotcha.
141 amateurs and pros came out to this event, including many previous guests of the show. Like we had Noah Higgins out there, Max Dragitnik, Gabe and Tristan Piska, Amber Chason, Zoe Lorenz-Bozer, Joe Henderson, and Kristen Swirls, just to name a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was, I kept going, and then I was like, I can't put everybody's name on here.
Exactly. Saturday apparently was a story of weather, though, Jeremy. Yeah.
In Alberta.
In Alberta, we've had a lot of rain this year. More storms coming through. From what we saw and heard, it was a quick but big one.
Okay.
Yeah, as you know, getting back to what I know storms to be, quick and big. Lots of wind and rain came in parts of the city. They even saw hail in some parts.
Wow.
Yeah. By the time the 3rd round started, it was done. The carnage was on the course, though, including on a fallen tree on T-Pad 7, if you know that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. T-Pad 7. That's that new par 5.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Andrew, the TD, though, was quickly out there with a chainsaw to clear it up. He even made 4 tree stump seats for people to sit around the T-Pad.
That's cool.
That's awesome, right? This year, they had a cool opportunity to participate, though, in a Bridge City Bird Bash.
Okay.
That's a mouthful, right?
That sounds new.
Yeah, players got 3 throws from the red tees of hole 18. If they managed to score an ace, it would win them $500 jackpot.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But if you hit some of the other targets on the course, you could also win some other prizes as well. Players got a chance just to see how difficult it could be to hit those targets. Because we always say, right, when we're watching it, the pros teeing off from their high white tee pad,
Yeah.
they're pros. But it's so amazing how many times that they don't hit any targets around the 18th green.
Yeah, and they probably used those same bird targets, which were like those different shaped geese, those chloroplast signs, and they look huge.
Yeah.
But they probably don't look
They get
huge from the
missed all the
T-pad.
time. Yeah,
So
exactly.
I wonder, do you think the pros were heckling the AMs when they were doing it this time?
It should be.
That would be awesome. Well, I want to talk a little bit about it because I actually went out on Sunday to support one of our fellow BR ambassadors, Amber Chason. She was playing FPO, and she had a really exciting first round the day before in the tournament where she scored a tournament ace on hole 6. And
That's a great ace.
yeah, and for people who don't know, hole 6 is a downhill shot, long, straight tunnel shot, tight one, and it's more shaped for a right-handed player because it opens up at the bottom on the right. But she was left-handed.
Yeah.
And she was able to actually throw it out and fade it back into the basket.
Yeah.
Turned it back into the basket.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah, turned it in. So that was a pretty cool thing. I missed that one, but she almost did it again in the 3rd round as well when we were out there.
Awesome.
Yeah. And unfortunately, no, she did not pay into the ace pot. Always pay into the ace pot. Put your $5 in. Save your cans before every tournament. Make them up into $5 and take that money for the ace pot. It'll maybe pay off in spades.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. Well, going into Sunday when I was there, she was leading by 1 stroke over last year's winner, Zoe Lorenz-Bozer. And Joe Henderson was also, she was there in 3rd, but she was like 8 strokes behind at that point. So I picked the right day to be there. It was warm. It was sunny all afternoon. But this year, if it's not rain, what's getting you in Alberta? It's mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And they were out and they were bad. They were all over the place. Now, I don't know if I've told you this. I've caddied a few times before. But one of the things that I'm really impressed by is how heavy people's bags are and how they carry them a whole round.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, wearing Amber's bag It was heavy. And so she's pregnant as well right now, and she's quite a ways along.
Right.
And I'm like, you've been carrying this thing around? I was like putting it down at every hold up on the course. So she was even telling me, she's like, Jeremy, this is a good opportunity for you to put the bag down. Yeah. But I made it through. It was good. So unfortunately, Amber had a couple of bad holes early, and she lost her lead pretty much right away.
Nothing to do with your caddying ability.
I kept my mouth shut, so
Okay,
I don't know if that was a big thing or a bad thing, but that's what happened. So after 3 holes, Zoe went from being 1 stroke behind to having a 5-stroke lead. And then Amber ended up having some more ups and downs in that front 9, played steady on the back 9, but it just wasn't quite enough to get the win. But there was something else going on that card, and was really great to be part of it, was Joe Henderson was quietly playing Joe Henderson golf. What is that? Staying steady, scoring pars, picking up some birdies when she could. And by the end of the front 9, Joe had closed the gap to 3 strokes on Zoe when she was like 8 strokes behind at the beginning. We get to hole 15. Zoe's lead is now down to 1 stroke after a nice birdie by Joe. And if you've played Bailey's before, you'll know hole 16, 17, and 18 to finish the course is probably the hardest 3 holes in the city in a row that you're going to play. So if they can make or break your round.
Par 4. Island.
Yeah, with like OB, Island, Hazard, all of that stuff coming at you. So Joe stayed steady. Zoe took a couple bogeys, and really that was it. Joe had a 3-stroke lead going into hole 18 and took it home for the win. Nice. And it was so awesome to be on the card because even with all of this happening, the FPOs are still having a good time. There's some seriousness for sure, but it's always a good vibe. And this is the 5th consecutive year that there's been a new FPO winner at the Edmonton Open.
That's awesome.
And quick one on the MPO side. Noah Higgins was in the field. Do I need to say much more?
The way he's been playing, no.
And it's a tournament we already talked that has relation with birds. Yeah. There's something about that. So you get through round 1. Noah's tied with Eric Weeb out of Winnipeg. But then in round 2, he scores a 1047 rated -10 with 11 birdies, 1 bogey, gets him a 2-stroke lead going into the final round. He starts padding that lead a little more, gets to hole 17, takes a triple bogey, doesn't phase him, still walks away with the win. Yeah. That guy is on fire.
Definitely playing amazing disc golf this year.
Yeah. So, and that's what I know about the Edmonton Open from being there. And remember, if you have an event you organized or participated in and want to hear us talk about it on the podcast, let us know by sending us a message on our socials or by emailing chainoutpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. Okay. That's a great recap of a local event. Let's head south of the border because this week the U.S. Women's Disc Golf Championships taking place down in Salt Lake City, Utah. We have 7 Canadians down there, and we want to give them a quick shout-out.
Yeah.
So in the FPO field, we've got Rebecca Dawn and Chelsea Sutton.
I think we've talked about those names before.
Yeah, everyone knows those names.
Yeah, FP60, maybe you've heard of this lady, Lane King?
I think we've had her on the podcast.
Yeah. Pretty amazing player.
In FA1, we have Anna Kawib, and she'll be carrying a special Dina Dies disc detour.
Yeah, I saw that one on the socials. Dina did a good job on that disc.
Yeah. In FA50, Jana Olsen and Jennifer Adams.
And then in FA55, Shauna Rouleau will be there.
Yeah. Well, you know, you know Jana Olsen.
I do.
Yeah, she's a big supporter of our podcast. She sent us some photos from yesterday when she was down there. She's already enjoying her time. She even got a chance to chat with some other Canadians while she was down there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just quickly bring this up. There you go. There she is with that one.
Elaine King. That's right. Yeah. And then she also was able to get us a picture of her with Rebecca Dawn wasn't available for the picture, but there are all our Canadians who are playing at U.S. Women's. So good luck to them all. They've already started the tournament, and hopefully they're enjoying it. What I heard is the weather is super warm in Utah right now.
Oh, yeah.
So nice to be out there.
Yeah. Good luck to all the women participating.
Yeah. And Daryl, I was looking. Do we have somebody in the green room already?
We do.
All right. Well, we got some other top of show, but you know what we like to do when our guests are here?
Let's jump forward. Let's not waste any time.
Let's throw the top of the show till after the amazing interviews. What do you think?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. Is the person all set? I got a question.
Okay.
Did you put mango slushies in the green room specifically? Because we need those in there.
They're on tap.
All right. We got the actual machine there.
The machine is whirring. Yeah. Fill your boots.
Well, fantastic. Well, that's going to be awesome. I think our first guest is going to come in smiling if you actually did that.
Go for it.
All right. We have 4 awesome guests for you tonight. Our first one is an amazing Innova-sponsored MJ12 player. He throws effortless forehands, organizes a juniors tour, and is one heck of a public speaker. We can both vouch for that.
Yeah.
Join us in welcoming Nikko Forbes back to the show.
Hey guys.
Hey, Nikko, how you doing?
Pretty tired from Worlds, but smiling, so good times.
There you go. I don't expect anything less from you, Nikko. It's great to have you back on the show again. Before we get into all our disc golf talk, we have to say that we like your new look. For those people that don't know, that you used to have kind of long, flowing, curly mane on you, but now you've decided to cut it all off. What was the instigator for the change?
Good question. So, I personally play high-level soccer in the city, and as you
Okay.
can imagine, running around in like 35, 30 degrees Celsius can get pretty hot. Knowing that we were going down to the States and looking ahead at the weather, it was 40s, 38s, peaking at 46 and crazy humid.
Yeah.
So we were kinda like, I had always put the idea of cutting my hair out there, and they're like, it's going to be really hard if you don't cut your hair. So one day we just pulled the trigger, and here we are.
There you go. Is there a plan to grow it back again? Are you liking the new sleek look?
I'd say I like it. Honestly, just I feel almost faster running. It's more comfortable, easier to sleep, and I think we'll get there when the day comes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, from somebody who's grown his hair out a few times, because I can do that, Jeremy. I have hair to
I
grow
can't
out.
do that.
Yeah. It always grows back. Change it up. It's always good for a little bit of change, right?
Yeah. Well, and Nikko, I've got a 20-year-old son, and he was playing rugby, and he had quite the long hair, and he realized the same thing as you. When it gets hot like that and you're playing a sport where you're running around all the time, the last thing you need is extra hair, even for someone to accidentally tug on or something like that as they go by too. So, but you had a chance to head down to Pittsburgh. You were there for Junior Worlds last week, so that's part of the reason we wanted to have you on the show. How did you enjoy the experience?
Honestly, an amazing atmosphere around Pittsburgh. Great food, great venues, and just an awesome vibe around the whole place. I got to have practice rounds with some amazing people. Shout out to William Bucher. I really did enjoy it. I thought that the courses were beautiful, and it was just genuinely an experience I'm gonna remember.
Nice.
That's awesome. Well, for people that don't know, you competed in the MJ12 division. There were 55 players in that division, and by rating, you had the 16th highest rating. Over the weekend, you ended up, or over the event, you ended up shooting 919 rated event, 37 points above your own rating, and you finished tied for 6th. Congratulations on that finish. How do you feel like your performance went over the whole week?
I was personally very happy with my own performance. Going into practice rounds, I was shooting like 8, 9 downs, and from previous Worlds experiences, I'd always shot a couple strokes below my practice rounds, just adding pressure and no multis. So coming into the first day was definitely a stressful thing, but I was like, I know every one of these holes. If you've seen the post, I birdied every single one of Deer Lake's holes, so
Right.
I knew that there was no holes that I couldn't do.
Right.
And then I played some amazing golf, and I just really felt I was hitting my stride. I had some couple rounds where I just wasn't getting those breaks, which can help with a couple strokes. But I honestly felt very proud of my performance, and that the work I put in during this long off season for us Canadians, really put in the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. You should be proud of yourself. Absolutely.
For sure. And being proud, was that when you were going into the tournament, is that kind of where you thought you might finish? Or I think everybody wants to win it, and that would be, the top goal and the great thing. But was this kind of where you thought a top 10? Was that your next target after if you weren't to win it?
Whew, good question. Honestly, coming into each Worlds, I felt personally ratings don't show performances. As you mentioned, I was 16th rated, but I didn't feel 16th. But you never know. There's people that may not play disc golf much, or there's people that put in the work every single day. So I knew what I had done, and that's all I could do. I was honestly going into the tournament like, I would like to still know in my heart of hearts that I am a true top competitor, and I played my disc golf and didn't focus on anyone else, and I am very happy with the place I finished.
Good. Yeah, that's great. And we thought so too from
Yeah.
seeing it. It felt amazing. And it's good that you didn't put, it was like win or nothing, because getting the finish you did was great. And we were looking, and it must have been some pretty tough competition out there. And I want everybody to know I did the math and I did it right.
Okay.
So, because this is going to sound like I didn't, but I did. Over the 5 rounds, Nikko got 45 out of 90 possible birdies. So 50% of the holes over the week, you ended up getting a birdie. You also had an eagle. There were 3 bogeys out of 5 rounds and 1 double bogey. That was it, Daryl.
That's insane.
So he does all of that. That gets him T6, which is totally impressive. And you had 2 -11 rounds with no bogeys at all. So did you have a favorite round? And, what was it and what made it kind of the highlight for you?
Favorite round? Honestly, I think what I enjoy in disc golf is just having a great card atmosphere. I think for a favorite round, I'd probably say my 4th round, my second -11. I felt at the time I was tied 8th, and I just felt that if I put another good round in, which I know I could, I would launch myself up the leaderboard. I ended up having a great round, shooting a nice -11, went up to tied 4th, and I was really happy with that performance because coming into the event, I felt more comfortable at Deer Lakes, which is the course we played for the first 2 days, and then the remaining 3 days we played Moraine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nob Hill. I get them mixed up. But I felt more comfortable at Deer, and then coming in and shooting a nice -11 at Nob Hill, I really was surprised because I knew I had it in me, but I got all the holes I was expecting to get, and I got some couple holes where I was like, whoa, I didn't expect to get that one. But I was really just happy with that round because I think I showed who I am as a disc golfer and who I am as a Team Innova player.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think, can I pop one in here? Because he said Team Innova.
Yeah.
One of the things, Daryl is angling for Team Innova. He only throws Innova discs right now, Nikko. That's all he's got in his bag. He won't throw anything else. I want to know, and I think you might too.
Sure.
What was your go-to Innova disc over the week? What was the one that you relied on the most? Well, and it could be a couple too. If it's not just one, what are some of your favorites?
Good question. I know I use it almost every hole, but I was really happy with my putter. I felt I was hitting almost all of my C1 putts, it felt. I was hitting a lot of longer putts, which was like, should I run this? Maybe. But I also felt that, oh, nice father bringing it to me. Nice Toro I was throwing really well.
Okay.
It wasn't one of my main Toros, but I felt coming into the week, I was just like, you know what? I trust this disc. I know what I can do. For more of a longer range driver, I felt that my nice Halo Wraith was really a disc I could lean into a bit more and have a lot of trust. And then a nice Halo Turn. We call it Peter Parker because it's Spider-Man colors and it parks baskets.
Nice.
But I felt those were 2 of my drivers that I could really lean into. And then a disc that I recently started throwing and absolutely fell in love with, my Millennium Solstice.
Okay.
Oh.
I felt that it was really fitting a need in my bag I couldn't find, like for a mid that goes a little bit longer than others, but isn't really overstable, but isn't flippy. And I found that this really did the job for me.
All right. I got a couple follow-up questions. So firstly, when you say that your putter was working for you, what do you normally putt with?
For at least a couple of years now, I've putt with Soft Pro Fireflies.
Okay.
That's what my bins of outside putts do. I really felt that I was just clicking. I was hitting my rhythms, and when I was on the green, I was just like, there's no stress. I've done this 10,000 times, and I did my routine. I did my lineups, and then I just hit it, and I felt that I could really trust that part of my game, even if other parts weren't working.
Right. How far back are you trusting your Firefly? And then once you get to a certain distance, what are you switching it up to?
I think standing putts, I'm now hitting flat ground 40 feet. I think I can push my jumper out to 70 or 80, but it's not really necessary. As I mentioned, I have 2 miraculous Toros in my bag
Yeah.
and my Millennium tank that really just anything around 100-ish were just right into the basket, really working for me, and I felt that they were just really working for me.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then one last question.
Yeah.
That Millennium Solstice, what are the numbers on that solstice? I might just have to look it up and add it to my bag. Do you know what the numbers are? You said it was a dead straight flyer.
It's the old MD.
As I've been reported from my father, it's a 5-4.
5304.
Oh, 5304.
It's the
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And it's the old MD4.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'll have to keep an eye out for that one and maybe add that one to my bag.
Well, the other thing you need to add that Nikko has is when you were talking about how far back does he go between putting and then throwing.
Yeah.
Well, I think you've seen his forehand. It's
Oh,
deadly.
absolutely,
And
yeah.
he punches it in the chains every time from there.
Yeah.
I think he could be throwing forehand from
Throwing
20
eagles.
feet, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, if we go back to the tournament there, Nikko, you had said that Deer Lake was kind of the course that you were enjoying a little bit more. What was it about that course that you liked? Was there some, was there some good tree lines? Was it some elevation? What was it about the course that had it making it your favorite?
As I've mentioned, I knew that I could birdie every hole, so there wasn't any holes that I had in my mind that were like, I hope I do well in this today. I think that it was just, for me personally, more scoring and more holes that I could just really like almost close my eyes and throw. There was not as much OB, I would say, but there were definitely some more longer throws and some more prescribed wood shots, which I personally feel a big part of my game is hitting gaps. And at Deer Lakes, I was just really able to execute and hit my gaps.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome. I wanted to ask you about, obviously this is not, excuse me, this is not your first time going to Junior Worlds. I wanted to ask you about some friends that maybe you had a chance to go and meet down there. Maybe you got to play with them or maybe see some friends that you hadn't seen in a while. Before I get you to answer that question, we just had a question from the chat. Speaking of somebody that can't wait to see you. Shelly is in the chat. Truly proud of your performance, Nikko. Sending hugs. Can't wait to see you again. So, nice little sentiment from her there.
Thanks, Shelly. I can't wait to see you too. But, oh my God, what question do you ask?
It was so. Obviously, this isn't your first time going to Worlds. Did you have a chance to play with some friends while you were down there? Did you meet some friends that you made a couple years ago, or did you make some new friends down there as well?
Countless amazing juniors that I met. Funny story, this is my fourth Worlds with Mason Pierce.
Okay.
And played with him every Worlds that I've been to, and we've never been on his card. It's crazy.
Wow.
Like,
Oh.
we've always been 1 or 2 strokes ahead of each other, 1 or 2 strokes behind, but just by numbers and by PDGA number, we've just never been in the same card.
Right.
He is also a forehand dominant player, and we just really vibe. And we finally got to play out with his card today, and he was amazing, great human. Seeing Henry Tabor was another one of my amazing friends. Showed it to William Beeper's grandpa, who's an amazing person. My doubles partner, Jai Singh, again, love the whole family. Amazing, amazing people. There's just so many, countless people that I just really love in the disc golf community, and that I'm sad we don't get to see more often.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun time.
It is.
Yeah.
That's why I keep saying we got to get to Worlds. I don't know if it'll be as great as Junior Worlds,
Right.
but it'll still be pretty
Yeah, I
good.
think we've missed that boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you get to do any fun things outside of disc golf while you were down in Pittsburgh? Did you, or was it all disc golf all the time?
Good question. We went to 2 Pittsburgh Pirates games, and both times sat with some friends. Amazing ballpark, by the way. We also got to go get our players pack in this giant, big, like, business meeting room almost. I don't know how to describe it. Right on the water, nice with a big yellow bridge in the background. It was really cool. The Fly Mart was another really cool place. Same giant business room. And have you seen the new Prodigy Nerf discs?
Yeah.
Yes. Not touched them yet. Just seen them pictures of them.
Oh, they're really fun. But I bought one, and a lot of my friends bought a couple, and they're being whipped across the opening ceremonies, like one team on one end, one on the other, and they don't hurt at all. but just absolutely sending them. People doing 360s and just whipping them. People getting smashed. Nobody got hurt. No casualties happened in the making of this fun, but I really enjoyed it, and it was just a great atmosphere with all these juniors that are the big fish in their town. But when you come here, you're maybe not the biggest fish. But I'm glad that we could all just enjoy each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I was just going to ask you if you could pick one moment from your whole time down there. If one moment stood out to you, what was the best moment you had? But it sounds like that opening ceremonies and just getting to whip discs at people, that seems like it was a fun time.
Side note on that, my favorite moment, playing a practice doubles round with my partner Jai against our two dads. We only lost once out of our 4 rounds, and it was because we rolled OB. But those were really some fun times.
Oh.
So you lost once out of 4. That means you won 3 times.
Yeah.
There you go. Look on the positive.
And that rolled out of OB. There wasn't a dad standing close to that OB line who might have foot wedged it a bit or anything, was it?
I don't know. I think our fathers are pretty good role models on the course.
Yeah, definitely.
That's fair.
And when you did say about the Nerf discs, what that made me think of is I can remember with my kids being younger, we did a lot of parties where we would go to a hall with Nerf guns and they'd be shooting guns across the way. And this seems like the elevation of that. This is like, okay, you're a disc golfer and you like to have fun and you like Nerf guns. Here, throw these at each other.
Yeah.
So no, that's pretty cool. So Nikko, that tells us a little bit about Worlds and what was happening there. What events do you have coming up that you're looking forward to next?
The Ontario Junior Provincials is something I will be attending in a couple weeks, which is actually only half an hour away from my house in an amazing course. 6 weeks, is it? Oh, I wish it could come sooner.
There you go.
Yeah, that'll be good. And then you've got your tour. How is that going on? How many more events are left in it?
Good note, sliding that in there. Me and my father are running the Stratford event in a couple weeks, August 9th, which it is free to sign up, and you get a player's pack if it's your first time entering a Little Heisers or Nikko's Drive event. Side note there.
Yeah.
But we partnered with ODSA and created the tour Little Heisers, and they've been a godsend for us. They've been so amazing, and this year we had 18 applications for juniors events, which just blows my mind considering a couple years ago we started with me as like just a little kid standing on a bench and handing out scorecards and giving my squeaky little voice speech, and now it's grown into this amazing thing. And while in Pittsburgh talking to some Americans, we have per capita arguably the greatest junior players in our like North America, and that in their states there isn't really any junior tours or any junior events. Like they maybe have 2 or 3 kids that are like playing in their state, and they're always a division of 3 or 4 at their local tournaments, but that they heard about our junior tour and really impressed and asked some like, how do we do that? How do we get that started? And we gave them Innovadis links that can give amazing prices for juniors, and that Innova's also been partnering with our tour, and it's just been really helpful and really great to see such a nice community come together around these events.
Yeah. I mean, that just puts the cap on everything that you're doing, and it just goes to show you what a great job you're doing and everybody, across Canada is doing with getting juniors into disc golf.
And I think we're going to see from that, Nikko, is this work that you've done in these 4 years, you're going to watch your disc golf career grow, and as you continue getting better and better and get to MPO, but you're going to have this whole group of young players coming right behind you as well, because of all the work you and your dad and everybody else has put together to make these events happen. So thank you for doing your part to grow disc golf in Canada.
Thanks. It really is an awesome thing that me and my dad started, and it's just butterfly affected at this point to this really amazing thing that I get to be a part of, which I'm really blessed for.
Absolutely. Well, Nikko, it's been awesome having you on the podcast. We learned so much about you and what you've been up to and what's going to be happening in the future. Before we let you go, is there anything else that you wanted to shout out or mention?
Just the disc golf community, I feel, is so underrated. I felt so welcomed, and everyone was like, "Hey, Nico, how you doing?" And I felt I could just go up to anybody and have a genuine conversation with them. Um, I really have just been blown away this year more than any other year of how kind disc golf is, and just being at that fly mart and seeing people on the courses during practice rounds. I've been like, you know what? This is a really safe and kind spot for communities and people to go to, and I think I was really personally blown away by that.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
And I have to ask a question. I know we were kind of wrapping it up there, but at that fly mart, are people coming up to you now and asking for your signature on discs? Is that starting to happen? Do you have that anytime?
Not juniors, but you'd be surprised how many signatures I signed for adults.
That's awesome.
Oh, you know what, Nico? We wouldn't be surprised.
We're not surprised. And
No.
when Daryl gets his solstice and the next time we see you, he's going to want a signature on that one.
Yeah,
Awesome.
perfect.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Nico. Have a great night, and we look forward to catching up with you again in the future.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate you having me on the show, and have a good night. See ya.
See ya.
Thanks.
Daryl?
Yeah,
It was, Dylan said it in the chat. So well spoken.
absolutely. Yeah, it's never, I mean, there's nothing, we don't expect any less when we get Nico on. He's so well spoken. And like Sonia said, wise beyond his years.
Yeah, and for people who don't know, he's so well spoken that there was supposed to be someone to speak after him at our opening ceremonies at Nationals last year, and that person didn't really maybe realize how good of a speaker Nico was. And then they just said to us, they're like, no, you can just wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm not going to follow that.
I'm not following that. So great to see him. But we do have someone who can follow because we've got another great junior coming onto the podcast. Are they ready in the green room, do you think?
They're ready.
Okay. So our next, this is you.
No, it's okay. Go
No,
right ahead.
I'm not good. I'm
I've
going to be
got
quiet.
buttons.
I got to take a drink here. I'm
Okay,
having a
our
drink.
next guest is another great disc golfer from Ontario and previous guest of the show. She competes in FJ15 and is sponsored by Latitude 64 and can crush a disc pretty much twice as far as I can.
Yeah, and me. 3 times as far as me, twice as far as you.
There you go. Join us in welcoming Brooklyn Okrafka to the show.
Hey, welcome
guys.
back, Brooklyn. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's good to have you back on the podcast. And first of all, when did you get home from Pittsburgh? How long have you been back home?
I got home on the 12th, so I think that's like 4 or 5 days. I'm not really keeping track. It's the summer. We're
Yeah.
not keeping track of days anymore.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Wait, I was going to say, yeah, I think that was it when we were communicating. I said Wednesday. It was like, is that 2 sleeps from now? Is that, no, just joking. So no, there's a few congratulations for you. I think we have. Hey, so first off, congrats on finishing 2nd overall and being the highest finishing Canadian at Junior Worlds. Have you had a time to process the week, and are you as excited as we are about your finish?
Yeah, I am really excited about it. I think I played really well, and I actually didn't even realize the highest finishing Canadian. I hadn't looked at many of it like that before.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was it. Like we saw there was 23 different Canadians. Nico finishing T6 would have been right up there with you, but getting 2nd, like that's huge. And I know you probably might have had your eyes set on first like everybody does, but getting up there in those top rounds, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had chance to process? Did you already ask
Yeah,
that
yeah,
question?
yeah.
You did ask
I
that question?
did.
Okay, well then I'll carry on. You did have the lead in rounds 1 and 2, but it looked like it was just a tight battle where one birdie or bogey could really change the leaderboard. It looks like you really did leave it all out there on the course on that final round, scoring 11 birdies, and you just had one tough hole that kept you from catching that first place. How was it playing and battling with Irene over the weekend? Have you played with her before?
I have played with her before. She's been going to Worlds as long as I have, so that's like 4 years. And the courses were really, really good. We played Nob Hill and Deer Lakes. Deer Lakes I liked a lot more. They were both really gorgeous courses, actually. They looked really, really good. But they were really I think they were the most wooded courses I've played before, so it was more placement than I've ever played in any tournament ever. So I wasn't really able to throw like long drives, which is a really strong part of my game that I wasn't really able to showcase. Because as the FJ15s, we played the shorter layout, which I thought was really unfortunate because if we had played like the longer ones, I felt like I could have played a little bit better and like shown my distance a little bit more.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. Now, I've got a couple questions kind of as we're talking about the courses. So with those ones, are there any courses in Ontario that would compare to maybe the style of Deer Lakes and Nob Hill that you've played?
So I haven't actually played too many courses around where I am. I play Green Lane a lot because that's my home course. I've been told that Albion Hills and White Spruce are really similar, but I didn't get the chance to go out there before I went to Worlds, which is a little
Okay.
unfortunate, but I hope I go and play there soon.
Yeah. Well, and I think the other part with the courses that I was going to say is you make a good point is when it comes to Worlds, and we've heard this about, I think about all of the Worlds tournaments, is that it should be that good collection. It doesn't matter what division you play in, where it makes you showcase all of your skills, not just one set. So it would make sense to have a tight wooded course, have a course with some open shots, maybe some turnovers, some forehands and all of that. So you were feeling it was pretty maybe one-sided to you had to throw tight lines and short shots is what it was, at least for your division.
Yeah, mostly. There was a couple holes that were open where I could throw drivers, but a lot of them I was throwing like putters and mid-ranges just to get placement so that I could get up to the basket to get a par, to get a birdie easily without being able to get it right to the basket like with a driver.
Okay.
Right. Well, you kind of touched on it there about obviously not playing to your strength of being able to crush it. And we kind of touched on it in the top of on your intro, but it looked like you kind of had to create your own long drive competition by crushing the disc on that practice throw that we've seen on your socials. You were able to throw it 447.
Yeah, that was crazy. We went out, and my brother was out in the field. I think you can see it in the video. He was way down in the field, and I would throw, and he would run and go get the discs for me, which was really great. But yeah, it was wild. It just kept going, and we didn't bring the rangefinder that day, so we had to look at the video and come back a different day and like go run out to where it was to measure the distance.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
great. So I think I kind of looked at it there, but what disc were you throwing?
I was throwing an amber, so it's, I think, an understable like 11 speed. I'd never thrown it before. My dad had just got it and was like, you should try to throw this for long distance. And so I took it and was throwing it in practice, and I just like smashed it out in the field. And I didn't get to really throw well during the actual long distance competition, but at least we got one long one in practice.
I mean, there was a bit of a storm. I think you'd referenced there was a storm. So your division's long drive competition was canceled. When you were out there practicing, did you see anybody else out there throwing? Was anyone coming close to you?
No, so I actually didn't know what the field was going to be like at the long distance competition. So we went to a high school that was about 5 minutes away from where the competition was being held so that I could throw a bunch of them there. So I didn't really get to see what the other girls were throwing.
Okay.
You would have taken it down.
Yeah, definitely. I would say in preparing for the podcast, I was watching that video last night, and I was, my wife asked me, she said, well, who do you have on the podcast tomorrow? So I was kind of running through, and I was going and showing like a little bit of a highlight reel.
Right.
And I said, and this is Brooklyn. I wish I could throw even half that far. I'm like, and I try a lot harder than it looks like she's trying to throw half the distance. So with that being said, I think I got to ask you, Brooklyn, have you got any new tips for these two, MA40, MA50 guys on how we're going to throw longer? Maybe not as far as you, but how are we going to get from 247 to maybe 307?
Well, I got to think about that. It's really like, the power pocket. I practiced a lot on doing that and then like snapping my elbow with enough power to get it to go far, as well as I was having a lot of issues with my footing before. So I would step in like weird spots, or I would step too far for like how tall I am. So I couldn't get the amount of distance. So kind of finding the way that I can step that's like proportional to how tall I am and like how long my arms are and stuff like that, to like get the flow of it with how like just like how my body is and how it's comfortable throwing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if over the summer you're going to, if you're thinking about a side job of doing video form reviews, just let us know where to send those and how much it costs for them. And yeah, we can chat maybe. Hey, Daryl?
Well, get in line because Shelly says she's still waiting for her to give her tips during league. So, yeah.
There you go. Well, we just haven't dropped enough dollars for the next Worlds trip.
There you
That's
go.
what it'll be.
Well, your sponsor Trilogy / Latitude 64 likes to get all your sponsored players. There you go. You're repping the brand. Likes to get all the people together for a meet and greet at Worlds events like this one. Did you get a chance to meet up at Worlds with any other of people in your sponsorship?
Yeah, so all the people from Trilogy went to a milkshake place, which was really great. The milkshakes were so good. And we kind of had it split. There was a kids table with all the juniors, and then all the parents sat like on the other side of the restaurant and had their own little conversation. And yeah, it was all the juniors, and then Zach Melton was with us. So
That's awesome.
he's basically a kid, so no one said a word about it.
For sure. Well, and we saw that Zach's beard is still, in full force, but we a couple months ago he shaved his head. Is his hair coming back, or is he still working on trying to bring that back?
It is a little bit. He wore a hat most of the time, so I couldn't really see. Speaking of Zach Melton, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay.
When I saw your post today.
Okay.
That was saying who was
Yeah.
going to be on your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask why you chose the picture where I'm going, and then fully cropped Zach Melton out of the picture?
Well, he's not on the podcast.
Well, Daryl, what is the reason you're getting asked by a guest?
When a little bit of behind the scenes here, we always ask for photos to use for the thumbnail. If not, then I go and grab one from the Instagram and I look. A lot of Instagram these days is videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
People are always out there making their throws, and I'm padding a little bit here. And then Brooklyn had said, "Oh, you know what? Just take one from my Instagram. That's fine."
Gotcha.
And I thought that was just everybody is always normally disc golf related.
You really
and I just figured
digging.
that captured you in a great fun moment.
And because you're more important than having Zach on.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Maybe when we have Zach on, we'll do the opposite. We'll
crop
crop
you-
you out and have Zach there.
Perfect.
Oh, that's great. Well, besides the meetup there for the milkshakes, did you get to do anything else exciting while you were down in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, there was this place. It was called Fun for All, and there was like mini golf, and I think there was bumper cars and batting cages and go-karts, and there was an arcade, and me and my family went, and there was a couple of other juniors that went, and we kind of had a night there that was really fun. So
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. And so the whole family was down there. Was there a fight over who got to be your caddy, or were you carrying your own bag, or how did that part go?
So my dad was there for the whole week caddying. My mom and my brother came up for both weekends, so they couldn't come during the week. My brother caddied for my doubles tournament, which was really great. And then my dad caddied for the whole tournament part, so for the week.
Gotcha.
Now, we had Nikko on earlier, and he was talking about his doubles partner, Jai. I've seen on your Instagram that you had a partner as well. How do you get to choose your partner? Is it sponsor related? Do you get to pick someone that's on your, do you get to pick it, or do they does it kind of get handed out to you? How does that work?
No, you just get to pick kind of whoever you want to be with. It doesn't matter based on sponsor. But yeah, me and Hayden, who is my partner, we're both sponsored by the same person. So we figured that would be really cool if we're both sponsored by Trilogy. She's Dynamic Discs. But yeah, we figured it would be great if we did doubles together, and it was really fun, and I really liked that experience.
Yeah. We talked about it on a previous episode. Obviously we got the Pro Worlds Juniors coming up, or the not juniors, doubles, and we were talking about their team names and how interesting they were. Did you come up with a team name?
Yeah, ours was a little basic. It was Team Trilogy, but
Okay, well that works. It kind of hits the nail on the head.
That's an easy one for sure.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things about being sponsored by Latitude 64 in Canada is, as far as I know, there's not a lot of players who are sponsored by Lat 64 here. And I'll tell you, out of all the content that I see, when I see Jonathan, and I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. You know her
Frida.
name. Jonathan and Frida, and now Kristen doing the videos, they're always so amazing. Do you have any thoughts, or would you want to go over to Sweden and check out the factory and do all of that? Is that something on your bucket list?
if I get a chance to, I would love to go to the factory. It's so cool. I've seen those videos as well, and it seems really awesome. So if I had a chance, I would love to go and do that. It seems really awesome.
Yeah.
Jonathan Frieda and Johanna Nanananananas.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. The real pro, right?
Exactly, the real pro. Yeah.
No, that's fantastic. Well, if we look back at that whole weekend, you've told us a lot that happened, or the whole week, not weekend. It was 2 weekends and a weekend there. What was some of your biggest highlights or favorite moments now that you've had a chance to kind of get home and maybe look back at it?
Well, I thought it was really awesome that I managed to be on the lead card all day. That was a really big achievement, and it was actually one of my goals was to be in the top 5 throughout the whole thing. The lead card was really awesome. Also, that the lead card was generally the same 3 other girls through the whole week, so that was awesome as well because we got to play together every day and really support each other because even though like we're competing against each other, we're all friends, and every time anyone made a putt or made a good throw, everyone was so supportive, and it was so nice to have everyone like around you like that with that kind of good energy while you're playing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
awesome. Yeah, great
For
fun. Like everybody's been saying, that just the vibe down there, the friends, the camaraderie that you make down there. It seems like a great time to be down there.
Yeah. And hundreds
there
of
was-
other players, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one hole at Deer Lakes, which is the first one we played. Hole 18 is kind of an open one with just a big open fairway. And I can't exactly remember what happened, but the 4 of us all skipped down the fairway together. And when you like jump and click your heels together,
Yes.
you know that? We all skipped and did that together, and that was really fun.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
Choreography at its finest.
So like you said, you can compete, you competed on the tee box, and then you can skip down the fairway together and then compete at the next shot kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, it's been really great hearing all about Worlds Brooklyn as we look forward to the rest of the year. What big events have you got coming up? What else are you looking forward to for the rest of the year?
I don't think I'm doing nationals this year, which I'm a little bit sad about, but it's in Alberta. It's a really, really long drive. But I am going to provincials, and I'm also doing a couple local events, and I'm excited to go to those as well. And then I obviously have leagues every week, and I'm excited to see those people again. I haven't seen them in a while and play with them. So, yeah.
Oh, good.
It's awesome.
And are you looking, I don't know if you're looking this far ahead into the future, but are you and Dad and the family thinking about heading out to Dieppe, New Brunswick next year maybe for nationals? Is that maybe on your list?
I think we were thinking about that. It would be a really fun one to go to, but we haven't really settled on that yet.
All right. I'm just asking because I'm thinking about it and planning it, and I think we still have a round we have to do. So I'm just trying to find out when we can make that happen. So
Yeah, for sure.
cool. Well, no, it's awesome chatting with you. And before we let you go, we want to give you a moment. Is there anything else you want to shout out or anything you want to mention or maybe something we haven't covered yet?
For sure. I want to shout out to my family because they've really helped with this. And also my friends, they were supporting me back in Canada. I would like post this on my stories and I would get a bunch of people like congratulating me. And my dad who caddied throughout the whole thing and was there, which was really nice. And he was really great. And then my mom and my brother who came up. My mom helped with a lot of like planning things, which was really helpful because we couldn't have done it without being so organized. And my brother is always super supportive. He was great. He was great when he was caddying for me. It was great. They followed me on my final round, and that was really nice. My brother actually just won a football award, a defensive football award. We actually just went. We just got back from collecting his gift
His
card
hardware?
for that. He plays flag football, and he was doing really good at defending. This is his first year playing, so
Nice.
Oh,
Congrats,
congrats
Parker.
to your brother.
Yeah, and then also obviously Latitude, they've been such a great sponsor. I love their discs so much. All of the people who like represent Latitude are so nice, and all of the other people sponsored like down at Worlds are also so sweet, and I love hanging out with them as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Awesome. Before we let you go, I just wanted to dive back into the chat because I missed a question when we were talking about the long drive, the crush that you did with the Amber. Tanya Ramsey wanted to know what disc it was as well, and she also wanted to know, does weight matter to you? Do you pick discs based on weight?
So my dad tells me I should throw lighter weight discs, and I have found that they do work a lot better. The Amber is a lighter weight. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I have a couple discs that I was throwing really far that are lightweight. The heavier ones I find are better for like a little bit of a flex shot, but if I'm trying to hyzer flip something to get a lot of distance, then the lighter weight discs are easier to use as long as it's not like super windy.
Okay. So I've got that part figured out
Yeah.
because I got the lightweight discs part,
We're working our way down to lightweights now.
but now it's like the sequence of steps and not too big of strides and power pocket, all of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're-
The video's coming. You just wait, Brooklyn. I'll be sending it.
159 gram amber for distance, says Dad.
There you go.
There you go.
Good,
Oh,
good.
is that my dad?
Yeah.
Oh, hi,
That was your
Dad.
dad.
Yeah, he's in there filling up the chat too. He's definitely proud. So that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, great chatting with you. We look forward to it again. If you got anything else that's going on where you're like, you know what, Canada needs to know what I've got going on, let us know. We'll make sure to put it on the podcast.
For sure.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
Thanks,
absolutely.
Brooklyn.
Thanks for joining. We'll speak
No
to you again
problem.
soon.
Bye.
Another great guest. And hang in there. If you're in the chat, they just keep coming, these guests.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Brooklyn and Nikko, they're from Ontario, and we had a good chance to chat with them. And now we're going to move out west, and we're just going to follow the sun kind of with the time zones and such. And I think our next guest is just kind of settling into the green room, are they?
Let's give this person a little bit of time. We want to make sure that this person turns their. There we go. Make sure they orientate their camera and everything else.
Oh,
We wanna
this
make sure
this
it's-
person's a pro. They've been on the podcast before.
Yeah.
Like what? I was going to say it was probably,
So, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it was like season 1. Must have been season 1 when this person was first on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what were you going to say?
Yeah, like you said, we've done the West Coast, the East Coast.
Well,
As I say,
East Central.
East
What is
Central?
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Great to have those. Great to have those guests on, and now we got another guest moving a bit further.
mhm.
It looks like this guest is all ready. I
Okay.
think this guest is ready.
Yeah, so our next
Giving a thumbs up.
guest is from close to home to us in Spruce Grove, Alberta, just west of the city from where this podcast studio is happening live right now. They've been on the show before. We've been watching this player play from when they were just, a younger guy and now becoming like a big man, ripping discs like nobody's business. Was ripping discs back then, but now twice as tall, twice as powerful.
Yeah.
It's insane. Was down at Junior Worlds playing in the MJ18. Join us in welcoming Gavin Beamish to the podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Hey, Gavin, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're doing fantastic. Yeah, like Jeremy said, it's been a long time, all the way back to season 1 since you were last on the
Yeah, I think
podcast.
It's been like 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's looks like it's almost like you have your own podcast studio. I love the background right now. You got
Yeah.
the guitars in the back. Do you play guitar?
I play a little bit of guitar, mostly piano though.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daryl and I think we both have I think everybody says they play a little bit of guitar when I say like I can play enough chords of Wonderwall that you'd have a general idea that you could hear it, right? If I sang, you'd be like, okay, I see what you're doing there, but that's about as much as I got. So
Yeah.
cool. So you just got back from Junior Worlds, and we know from knowing you and being around in the area and that you've actually been planning on heading down there for quite a number of years. So at least a year. So did you have a lot of goals and ideas of what this Worlds was going to look like for you and what a successful one might be?
I think going into it, it's definitely been something I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's just takes a lot of planning and a lot of saving for that. It's a big trip, but I didn't actually make like specific goals going into the event. I just knew that it was going to be my last year being able to go to juniors. So I just want to have like a really good time, And I always like playing above my rating when I go to tournaments. So that's like a baseline that I always want to play better than my rating.
Yeah.
But before the tournament, I looked at like where my rating was compared to everyone else. And I think I was like around 30th highest rated. So I wanted to do 30th or better.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and definitely did that. That's for
Definitely
sure.
did that, yeah. When you went down there, did you go down on your own, or did you take anybody else down there with you?
I went with my family, so I went with my parents and my sister. So
Okay.
it was a good
Okay.
family trip, yeah.
Yeah. Did they follow you out on the course as well? Were they caddying
Yeah.
for you? Were they just your cheer team?
Definitely the cheer team, and my dad caddied for me all weekend, which was very helpful because those courses are really up and down and pretty long. So it was really good to have my dad to carry the bag all week, and
Yeah.
yeah, he definitely helped me with that. So I'm glad they
Awesome.
came.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
good. Like we
Yeah.
know when we've seen you play locally, mom and dad will be out there, but usually they're
Hmm.
just following you around. You're playing your game. So when you had dad as a caddy, of course that takes the bag off your back. That's a big
Yeah,
deal.
yeah.
Does he help you too? Like, do you guys have a good rapport for maybe calming you down when you need to be calmed down, or getting you to maybe do that tough shot when you're thinking you might not have the
Yeah.
courage to do it? Or
I think it's the other way around because I play very aggressively. So sometimes I tell my dad, I'm like, tell me to lay up because I always want to go for shots. And he usually tells me, like, there's more holes left in the tournament or
Yeah.
like play a little safer, stuff like that.
oh,
That's
good.
awesome.
And then what is the percentage of time that you listen to his advice? Is it like 50% of the time?
Uh,
Is he able to actually get through to you?
yeah, probably like 50%.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Well, Dylan's in the
Yeah.
chat. He says he plays better when better disc golf when Gavin's family's around as well. So
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
it has
very
that
much
nice.
a calming presence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, if you look back at your rounds, you managed to shoot under par every round, even scoring some eagles out there as well. 4 out of 5 of your rounds were above your rating, as you mentioned there. You wanted to play above your rating. How did you feel
mhm.
about your rounds when you look back at them now?
I think those courses, both courses, we played North Boundary and Moraine, and I think they're both very scoreable. As you can tell, like the guy who won it was at negative 57, so there was a lot of birdies to be had
Yeah.
out there. So I felt like I played like pretty good, but like I felt like I left a lot out there. But I also didn't do really bad, so I'm pretty content on how I played. Definitely made some mistakes, but um, it's always different. Like when you practice, you always play so much better, and then in the tournament, I always get nervous, so
Right.
shots are a little bit off. But I'm pretty content on how I played. I think I played pretty good, so yeah.
Yeah.
When you were playing and you were I don't know if you check scores or at least when you do when you finish. When you were looking at your final score, did you have any idea of where that would have you in the standings? Were you thinking that might have been pushing you a little bit higher up the standings, or was it about right?
Like on the final round.
Just on every round, like so when you finished a
Oh,
round, you
okay.
see that how well you had played. Did you feel like, oh, that's got to be at least lead card or chase card or
Hmm.
top 10, or how did you feel like it had you sitting? And do you think it was kind of fair? Like basically coming back to what you said about whoever won
Hmm.
was winning with minus 57. When you look at how you scored, did you
Yeah.
think that you probably should have been at least pushing for the lead sort of thing?
I feel like if I was playing at like my very, very best, I could like shoot 10 downs every round, but obviously that won't happen every time.
Hmm.
Um, but I think where what I scored put me in a pretty expected place.
Right.
And
Okay.
yeah, it was like I knew the winning like the tournament rating would be like 10, 20 something up there. So
Right.
like I knew like there's some very good players in MJ18 and it was impressive to see
Yeah.
some of them throw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so with that, the impressive players there, you get a
Hmm.
chance to play with our MPOs up here, and you get to play in a lot of local tournaments, and then sometimes like a Western Canadian one where you
Hmm.
maybe it's in Edmonton, but we've got a lot of people coming in from out of town. How did the competition in the MJ18 worlds compare to what you face locally up here? Was it fairly even? Are those MJ18s just head and shoulders above anybody you've played with? Like how did it work?
I think the way a lot of juniors play, like MJ18s, a lot of them throw far, which is really fun to watch. And like, I played with some people who had like really long forehands. Like there's a guy who I played with who could throw like over 500 feet with a forehand. And
Wow.
just seeing some other people's games was really impressive. But um, definitely most juniors, MJ18s throw pretty far, and I think it's the mental game or just the wisdom and knowing
Mm.
how to attack a hole, which like some local pros may have it like more experience, but
Right.
Gotcha.
everyone there has a lot of potential and can really throw a disc. So it was fun to see that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, and you'd mentioned that you got to play North Boundary and Moraine State, and those are different courses than Nico
Hmm.
and Brooklyn would have played. So, what you said they were very scoreable, but what kinds of courses were they? Were they more of a treat course? Were they open bombers? Like, what were they like?
Hmm. Well, North Boundary, which was the course I played in round one and two, it was a little bit more open. Like there was a couple holes that didn't have too many trees, but most of it was pretty wooded. And that one had a lot of par fours, couple par fives, and um, I feel like that course didn't have as much like lines. You kind of just like there was a gap maybe like 100 feet off the fairway, and if you hit that gap, and then you kind of just like pray and hope it doesn't hit any more trees. But lots of par fours and fives, and lots of hills on that course. Like there's a one of the holes, hole three. It's like an uphill climb the whole way, and it's like 350 feet, but it's a par four, and it's
Wow.
like it definitely takes two shots to get up there because it's so uphill. And then Moraine, the other course we played, is like completely wooded. I think there's one hole in the wide open, but that course has very defined fairways, and that course is also really fun. Like, it's super nice. Like the trees, um, really well kept, and like the grass, all the fairways are grass, which is always nice to play. Fairways with grass in the woods, those are always so picturesque. But the whole
Yeah.
course at Moraine was wooded.
Cool.
Right.
Well, I've got a couple questions about the courses. So then when you were saying that 350-foot uphill par four, did you see
Mhm.
any nasty rollaways on there? And hopefully none of them were yours?
Uh, I think there's definitely at North Boundary. There's many places to get rollaways, not just that hole I was talking about. There was definitely a lot of rollaways. I got a couple nasty ones. Definitely at North Boundary. There's a lot of hills that you just can just like stand up and go forever.
Yeah. Well, I would tell people too, is if they haven't checked out your socials, you did a great job at posting round recaps and a lot of throws that your family would have recorded there. And it's always tough for Daryl and I because we've been to a lot of courses that we've seen people film. And as you said with elevation never translates.
Right.
And then the other
Yeah.
thing about it is the tree lines. So some of those tree lines looked super, super tight. And it sounds like they probably were. You're saying there was just this one little gap and you either hit it or you didn't.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. There's always a gap to hit out there, which is a little different than playing around here, like at Rundle or Jubilee. You can kind of just throw it wherever you want, but here you had to throw the line.
Nice.
Speaking of putting out the content, obviously on your socials, I got to see you throw this crazy hyzer flip to late turn. It was a red disc. I think it was a west side disc. I'm not
It
sure
was
what
a
it was.
Gateway Assassin. Gateway
Assassin. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What, was
It's a
that?
weird one.
Was that a? Were you practicing on one of the courses when you were doing that, or was that just another course that you got to play, or because that was a massive hole and a massive throw?
Yeah, yeah. That was hole 15 at Moraine. So that's a 850-foot par four, and it's so fun to play. And it was in practice, so I was like, let's see how far I can throw this one. So it went way better than I thought. It went
Yeah.
about 650 feet. It just kept on turning, but I really wanted to do that shot in the tournament, but it was way too risky because the trees on that hole are out of bounds. So just had to throw
Okay.
boring highs around that hole during the tournament, but that was definitely a fun shot.
Right. Well, that was totally amazing. I was just waiting for it to land. You said it was
Yeah.
800 feet or so. I thought he threw it 780.
Well, and if you're saying you threw at 650, what is your current for you? Roughly your furthest throw that you've measured.
Um, hmm. I don't have a rangefinder, but I sometimes, like, if I have a really good throw, I'll use UDisc.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I really trust UDisc because it
Yeah.
sometimes gives me some questionable numbers. But UDisc told me that I threw one 630 feet. I'm not sure if I believe that. I'll say like maybe 580 at best.
Wow. So that would be your
Yeah.
number if you ran into that guy who's on Instagram who says,
Oh.
"How far can you throw?" and you'll get any disc in the bag. Is that what you would tell him? 580 or
I might put it down a little. I'll need a tailwind for 580. We'll say 520.
520? Nice. That's
Well,
awesome.
if you look back at the whole time that you were down there, when did you go down there? How long were you down there for?
Ooh, I got there on Friday before the tournament, so I had 4 days, and then the tournament started on a Tuesday.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah. So if you look back at the whole time that you were down there, was there any highlight that stood out for you, whether it be, during the rounds, or maybe something that stood out for you just as people on your card, or just the whole vibe of the whole event?
I think I got two highlights. Both of them are related to disc golf. I think it was really cool being able to play with lots of international players. Like, I got to play with a guy from Puerto Rico, a guy who came from Singapore, a guy who came from New Zealand, so a guy who came from Iceland. Like, I got to
Wow.
play with a bunch of different, and then just like asking about them about their country and disc golf in their country, which was really cool. And to see all of them come and like
Yeah.
with the opening ceremony, seeing everyone with the flags, that was cool. And another highlight was on the last day or after the final round. Me and my friends from BC, Cole and Quinn Cochran, we went and
Oh
played
yeah.
North Boundary until the sun went down. And
Yeah.
on the final hole, there was just like a giant sunset, and we were just like ripping discs into the sunset. So that was a pretty cool way to end Junior Worlds.
Oh
And
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, that was definitely a highlight.
Check out again. We keep saying it, but check out Gavin's Instagram to have a look at that. It almost looked unreal. It looked like you had a
Yeah, it
filter.
was,
You know, it was like a
yeah, it was
fire
crazy.
red,
The sky
orange
was just,
sky.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And so after meeting all of those players from all over the world, which one sold you on where you want to go and put on your bucket list next? Are you going to go to Singapore? Are you going to go to Iceland? Was there one of them that kind of you're like, oh, that sounds like the place I got to go?
I think I definitely gotta go to New Zealand. I've seen some disc golf there before, and just like the landscapes in New Zealand are so cool, and seems like a very fun place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll put it out, mom and dad, 5 weeks in New Zealand, because isn't that about how long you need for the disc golf,
The tour down
the
under.
tour down under?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That would be awesome. And I think everybody, Sophia's been down there, and everybody who goes just loves the experience.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
cool. Well, Gavin, we know you are on track to be a Canadian MPO star. Like, we've been watching it close up here for the last few years. Did you got to play with some players that stood out for you? Was there anyone like when you looked at them and you're like, oh man, I'm going to be a star. But yeah, if I'm not the star, this is going to be one of the next stars. Was there somebody who really stood out to you?
Um, at the distance competition, the guy who won, he threw 596, and it was like it wasn't even on a tee pad. It was just like on grass, and the grass was kind of wet. So like I feel like he could throw even further. But like throwing 600 feet flat ground, that was really impressive. So that was Austin Yoder. I think he finished top 10. I think.
Okay.
Um, Noah Feel, he was throwing with me during the distance competition, and he was throwing like super controlled hyzer flip ups, like dead straight 500 feet, which was super impressive. Um, and then, like I mentioned, I got played with a guy who could throw forehands like 500 feet, and like
Yeah.
seeing that was like blew my mind. So, um, yeah, there's a lot of talent out there.
Yeah. Cool.
That's awesome. Well, you mentioned about wanting to play in other places. Maybe you mentioned going down to New Zealand. Looking at Pittsburgh, how did that rank for you as a disc golf city? Were they welcoming down there for you? Did you have a chance to move away from the disc golf events? Were other people there aware that disc golf was happening?
Yeah, I haven't done that much traveling for disc golf. Like I mostly just stayed in Alberta,
Mm-hmm.
but this has like been my first trip like out and seeing another city, and for disc golf that is. And there's so many courses out there, like left and right. You'll see courses like not even being used for worlds, but there's courses all over the place, which is crazy. Like I opened up UDisc and I zoomed out, and it's just like a bunch of like basket emojis. I'm like, oh, there's so many courses. But yeah, the tournament was done really well, and I was able to go all around Pittsburgh and yeah, just explore the region, which is cool.
That's awesome.
Good stuff.
Mm.
Well, next up, we know where you're going. You're going to be heading up to Canadian Nationals. You're going to be playing against you're playing MPO, and you'll be playing against the likes of Noah Higgins, Thomas Gilbert, Nate Sexton. Do you think your Worlds Week has got you prepared? Do you think they better watch out because you're coming?
I hope so. But I really hope I get to meet Nate Sexton. That'd be cool. And pick his brain a little bit and maybe do a distance comp. That might be fun. But I'm really looking forward to that. And I feel like if I play well, I could maybe get a top 10. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be great to see you up there. When are you planning on heading up? Are you going up on Monday, Tuesday, or
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head up on Wednesday. So hopefully I'll
okay,
have Wednesday, Thursday to practice. So yeah.
awesome.
Have you played any of the courses up there before? Have you ventured up that way?
No, I actually have never been up to Grand Prairie before, so it's gonna be adventure playing those courses because
It'd be a cakewalk
I don't
after
really know what
what
to
you've been.
expect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll be up there. We're heading up Thursday morning, so I'm sure we'll see you in passing. I'll make sure to. I won't interview you. I'll just say hi. We'll just do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, awesome. It's been great having you on the show, Gavin. Before we let you go, is there anything or anyone you want to shout out?
I want to shout out my parents for coming on the trip with me and helping me with like my dad caddying and hotel and everything. And I want to thank my sponsor, Wildman Disc Golf, for supporting me through this. And yeah, their continued support as I go to Canadian Nationals and for the rest of the season.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, we know Matt's a great guy, and he does a lot to support the local community, and it's great that he's supporting you as well. So it's fantastic. Good stuff.
Awesome.
Well, we'll see you up there next week, Gavin.
Yeah,
Perfect.
thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yep, see you.
See ya.
Bye. Daryl, I'm loving it. And that's 3 of 4.
3 down.
One more to go. Saving the best for last. Is that what they say?
Some people might say that. Give me
Yeah.
1 second here. I'm
So
pushing
do
on.
we have someone in the green room though?
Yes, we have somebody in the green room. They've been waiting patiently.
Okay.
They're
Now,
ready-
did you refill? Is the mango slushy machine still good? Nico didn't empty it out on us.
No, there's plenty of refreshments there.
Okay. Brooklyn didn't empty all the milkshakes. We're good there.
No, we're good. M&Ms
Okay.
are good. Candy is good.
All right.
Snacks are good.
Okay. Well, I think whenever you're ready, my friend.
All right, sounds good. Why you give it to me? Well, this guest is somebody that was on one of our junior episodes a long time ago as well. I think way back on episode 88.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 88. What was that? That's like 50 episodes ago.
More than that. No, yeah, 50
Yeah,
or so.
We can do math.
Yeah.
So
This
just
person
about
competed
a year.
in the FJ15 division down at Worlds this past week. We're very excited to welcome back to the podcast Sierra Van Elburg.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. It's great to have you back on the podcast, as we said, back on episode 88. Can you believe it's been that long ago since we last had you on?
I know. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Oh, always. It's exciting. We've been just loving tonight. We were able to start out in Ontario, chat with Nico in Brooklyn, and then Gavin's out here in Alberta, and then moving over to BC and have you on. We
yeah.
talk about being a Canadian disc golf podcast, and I think we did it tonight.
Yeah, exactly. But really proving it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you're aware, I actually had the chance to not only speak with your dad and your sister out at Smith Lake Farms disc golf camp, but actually we were cabin buddies as well. He mentioned that
I
you would
heard
have
about
loved. He mentioned that you would have loved to have been there, but apparently you had calculus finals that took precedent over going to
Yes,
us.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how
I would
did
have loved to be there.
how did that turn out?
It really good. Yeah. I ended up getting an A on the final, so super happy about that.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's worth missing a disc golf camp for that.
That's it. Yeah. And now, did your dad and sister try to rub it in a bit about how much fun they had and stuff, or did they keep it pretty low key and say, "Oh yeah, we hung out with Daryl, we did all this stuff"?
Of course, they had lots of fun. They were talking about it and sharing all the stories. Champs versus Chumps definitely sounded really fun.
Yeah. Is there a plan? Do you plan on getting out there sometime? I'm sure it's going to keep going on for a few more years yet. Is that something that you would like to do? Get out there and get some tips from whoever the pros might be?
Yeah, I would love to do that. That would be so much fun. Yeah, I was a little bit bummed I missed out on that one, but hopefully next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were checking it out too, and not only okay, so you had a great calculus final, you got the A, you've been down to Worlds, but then just this week you got an amazing ratings bump. You jumped up 16 points this week. So
Yep.
question for you is, do you put much stock in ratings? Was that something that you were waiting to, as soon as you woke up, you looked at to see how far it went up, or how do you value it?
I definitely want to get like higher ratings, and I was definitely pleased to see it jump that much. Like I started jumping up and down because I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect that. But yeah, I'm super happy. My goal is to get to 900, so I'm trying to push it higher and higher each time.
For sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And I think we know the one thing too is that however we feel about ratings, I always look at mine. Unfortunately, I did not go up 16. I think some of those 16 you got came from mine. But we do know too is when people are looking for sponsors and that as well, that's something that they watch. So that 900 mark is definitely a good one to strive for.
Yeah, for sure. Well, when we were looking at your when Jeremy was doing his research, we were looking at your PDGA. If you look back a little bit, we see that for the BC Juniors, you've been on quite a roll. You were the FJ15 winner twice in 22 and 23, FJ18 winner 24 and 25. Seems to be setting you up for a good entry into your World's Juniors this year. How did you feel going into this tournament?
I felt very confident, like strong in my abilities. Definitely more, yeah, I just felt really good going into it. I was shooting for top 10 at least, but since it's my last year, I wanted to go for first. And yeah, so I gave it my best, and I did make the top 10, finished in 8th, so I'm super happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So obviously it was down in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as we've mentioned. When did you get a chance to get down there?
We got down there, I believe it was the Saturday, I think. So
Okay.
yeah, Saturday.
So you had some time to practice some of the courses. Did you like the courses? Did they play to any of your strengths?
Yeah, definitely. Deer Lakes played to my strengths more than Nob Hill did, but they were very technical disc golf courses. Like you had to hit your line, or
Right.
else you were going like way off the fairway, or like hitting another tree or something like that. So it was super fun. Though it was beautiful there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what we seem to be hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
great courses.
exactly. And we had asked Brooklyn about it because I think she played the similar courses and kind of if any of the courses she plays in Ontario lined up. Were the courses you played in Pittsburgh similar to anything out in the BC or Victoria, Vancouver area that you play?
Kind of. There was way more elevation than here down in like the Lower Mainland area. But it was really nice. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I feel like the closest to it would probably be like Raptors or like Thornhill is a close one to us. It has a little bit more elevation, but a lot of trees. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Fair. Yeah. So I guess that's it. Is it kind of when Brooklyn was saying it played a lot to if you could throw some straight lines and get through those treed routes rather than just having a long bomb. Is that one of your skill sets? Is the kind of those straight shots?
I would say so, yeah. I'm pretty good at straight shots, but mostly like accuracy. So like getting your line, hitting it out of your hand and seeing it how you saw it in your head, like visualizing it was a big thing. Yeah.
Okay. And
That's
with
awesome. My throws never look like what I thought they were going to be in my head.
and if they do, it's all luck, eh?
Exactly.
Well, are you too as a player? Are you mostly backhand? Do you have a forehand? Do you mix between the two depending on the shots?
Mostly backhand, but I have been working on my forehand, and I used it once in the tournament, and it worked out really, really well. But usually I use my forehand for scramble shots, so if I need to get it out there, I need to have it like turn over or something like that, I'll use a forehand.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
I'm tapping your brain here because I'm trying to learn how to get these elusive straight
Exactly.
wooded shots
You'll
that
take
we're
any
talking
tips
about.
you can get.
Exactly. We got Brooklyn analyzing my form. Sierra's going to tell me all about throwing straight.
Accuracy, yeah.
Yeah. So when you do throw these amazingly straight throws that you throw, what discs are your go-to discs for that?
For a putter, it would be the Silva Saarinen Proxy. That one just goes straight out of your hand, and it doesn't hyzer at the end. It just kind of lowers and like just doesn't really roll that much. For a driver, what would I say? Probably my wave. But like
Okay.
you have to throw it in a certain way. Like if you throw it on an anhyzer, it'll anhyzer. If you do a hyzer, it's like the way you throw it, it will fly. So yeah.
Okay.
And then mid range would probably be my reactor.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm seeing a trend, Jeremy.
Yeah, it's
The
right up my
proxy,
alley.
yeah, the
MVP
proxy, the
Axiom.
reactor, the wave. Do you predominantly throw MVP Axiom discs?
Yeah, mostly. Most of my bag is MVP.
Okay.
Chad?
So now the
Gabby?
yeah, Chance, yeah.
Yeah. What did I say?
Chad, of course. that other guy.
The other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you, I got to ask you this before we move on with some more Worlds talk. So do you have any trails in your bag? Do you throw any trails?
I do have one, but I haven't thrown it that much. But I do want to try it because it has a huge dome on it, so it probably
Okay.
goes super far. So I do want to try it, but yeah.
Yeah, I've got a couple really lightweight fission trails, and I find as
Ooh,
long
yeah.
as it's not too windy, they are right for my arm speed. So those are good. And then, of course, I've got my Gabby Lee Bunny detour that I really like
Oh,
to throw
cool,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good one. But
Yeah.
that's awesome. So we did take a look, and we saw that not only you went down, but your sister had gone and played in FJ18 as well. Was it nice having family with you, or were there players that you already knew there, when you were trying to set up practice rounds and stuff?
Yeah, it was super nice having my whole family there. My mom and my two sisters and my dad. We got to play practice rounds together. It was super fun. And then my mom caddied for me and my dad caddied for me at points. And yeah, it was just great having everybody down there. Yeah.
Nice. And out of the two caddies, and we don't,
No.
hopefully they're not listening, because you can be honest.
You're not going to ask this
I
question.
am going to ask the
You're
question.
going to go there?
I was going to say, who was giving you, not necessarily all the time, right? But just for this week that had passed, who was the caddy who was helping you out for where you were at this week? Is that a good way to word
That's
it?
a better way to word it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say both of them. I can't really decide because they both gave like the best advice for the situation I was in. Like
Okay.
if I had a bad shot, it didn't come out right, my mom would be there saying, "You got this," and so would my dad. And then if I needed help on a disc choice, I couldn't decide between two. Both of them would be like, "Go with what you're most confident in." So, yeah, I would say
Okay.
both of them.
There you go. Good answer.
I'm guessing they probably came together beforehand like good parents and said, okay, don't tell her what disc you think she should throw. Encourage her to make the choice herself.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it sounds good. Yeah. Good job, Mom and Dad. Good job.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen that Ivu Lusenko ended up winning the event. We've obviously seen her on social media. We've seen her "Can you throw further than a girl?" videos. You got the
Oh, yeah.
opportunity to play with her. How was that experience?
That was super fun. She absolutely crushed it that week. Like, she was so good. But it was super nice playing with her. And yeah, hopefully I get to play with her soon. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see her? Was she filming those even at Junior Worlds? Was she trying to rope people in to see if they could throw further than a girl?
I didn't see any, but she did one with like the Red Bull on the disc I saw. But other than that, yeah.
Awesome. Well, when we did look, it looks like you had some really solid rounds, with only maybe round 4 being the one that looked a little tougher than the rest. How did
Yeah.
you feel about your play overall for the week? Because like we saw a heck of a lot of birdies in almost every round that you played. So were you
Yeah.
happy with the week that way for the rounds, or?
Yeah, I was super happy with how I was playing. Definitely like super happy with how many birdies I was getting. Like I wasn't expecting, like I was trying to play clean the whole tournament, and I think I did do that. Just a few holes did get me, but other than that, I'm super proud of how I played, and I put my best foot forward. So,
Nice. Good. Now with that too, is like, this is 5 rounds plus you had all your practice rounds. It's a lot of disc golf in a week.
it is.
And when you
Yeah.
played all of that, we were just talking at the very beginning of the episode, I was out at Edmonton Open, and one of the FPOs got a ace in the tournament. Is there and that shot would have stuck out to her all
Oh, for
weekend
sure.
long.
Yeah.
So from the whole week, were there any big shots or close calls or anything? Was there something that really stands out for you from your week?
Yeah, there was. After my final round on, I believe it was Saturday, I went to watch somebody I played with in, I think, last summer in like Lower Mainland, Isaac Ham, and he aced one of the holes on a forehand, and it was super cool to watch that. Like right out of the hand, it looked like it was gonna go in, and it was so cool to watch it like hit the chains and then see like everybody erupt and like cheering. It was super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And we didn't actually get a chance to ask any of the other guests on tonight. Now, we know Zach Melton was there kind of supporting the Trilogy team and Latitude 64. Did you see, were there any other pros or anyone who showed up for the week?
Yeah, there was. I got to meet Philo, which was super cool.
Ah, nice.
And
Yeah.
I got one of my putters signed, so that was super cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, Daryl, you met Philo too, hey?
Yeah, he was out at Canadian Nationals last year. I got a Philo pig
Yeah.
signed
Ooh.
from him and a photo. Yeah, he's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
You kind of
Yeah.
wonder sometimes, like you see these people on posts and you see them in interviews and you're like, are they really like that? And yeah, Philo's really like that,
Yeah,
right? He
exactly.
definitely lines up with what you see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you get a chance to? We've asked other people about, the time that they spent down there. Obviously, you're down there practicing, you're playing your rounds. But once your round is done, did you have a chance to take in anything else in the Pittsburgh area?
Yeah, we did. We went to the Carnegie Museum of Art and Natural Science, which was super
Nice.
cool. We got to see lots of different paintings. One of them was Renoir, and then there was a Monet one too.
Nice.
And a lot of local artists were there too with paintings. It was super cool to walk around. And then the natural history, there was paleontology sections, so you could see like dinosaur remains and you could see the bones like all put together. It was so cool.
Yeah.
And then in the museum, they also had an award-winning gem collection, so you
Wow.
could see like diamonds and crystals like from all over the world. It was super cool.
Yeah.
And then other than that, we also on the last day we were in Pittsburgh, we went up to Niagara Falls and we got to see that up in person. And then we went on the Maid of the Mist right into the falls. It was so cool.
Oh,
Yeah. That's
That's
definitely
awesome.
some
So-
highlights from that.
Yeah. Sounds like you had a really fun packed trip.
yeah. How
Yeah.
far was it to get to the falls from Pittsburgh?
3 hours, maybe just over. It was a pretty long ride to get there.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's one of those funny things when you get out into that area of the States and Canada, everything is so closer together. We're used
Right.
to, when you leave Vancouver and you want to go to Kamloops, it's like, okay, well, 5 hours later, but you can get pretty far in 3 hours
Yeah.
over on that
Yeah.
side of the country for sure.
I see that you have a kind of a cool photograph behind you there of the wave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Here,
Do you have a Do you have a interest in photography and art? It seems like you were quite interested in the paintings there at the museum. Do you have an interest in photography and art and all those sort of things?
Love that. And I also have a huge interest in like natural history and like
Right.
sciences. So like that museum was like heaven to me. It was so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
One of those ones where you're sitting there looking at the paintings and everyone's like, come on, let's go, Sierra. And you're like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not done. Give me
Yeah.
another minute. I'm still taking it
Yeah.
all in.
What are we going to do
Yeah.
today? Can we go back to the museum again and the history? I want to see that again.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So I want to get back another thought of question I had from Worlds was we mentioned that there was 23 Canadians there, and at Worlds they do an event, do they not, where they kind of take all of the countries and have everybody walk in for the opening ceremonies? Did you participate in that, or is that how it worked at this one?
They didn't have that, but they did have people that would bear the flags at the ceremony and walk in with them. And so I was given the honor to walk in with Canada's flag, which was super cool. And yeah, so that's how it worked. Like there was, I think, 13 different countries. So 13 people walked in with their flag, and yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah. Was it a little were you a little nervous
Oh,
because of how
yeah.
many people? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I definitely was nervous, but it was definitely worth it. It was so cool.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations on being our flag bearer. Could you think of a better, happy representative of Canada to carry our flag?
Exactly. You epitomize it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing for sure. So we heard about the museum. We heard about all your awesome disc golf that you played, carrying the flag in. So many moments that seem like highlights. Is there any other ones that stood out to you from the week?
There was one. We went to this restaurant, and it's called Santo Coyote, I believe. And the food was delicious, and also the atmosphere was just so nice. And that was probably my favorite place we went to. And yeah, that's probably like the other highlight I could think of.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all I can think of right now. But
Yeah, some great food. So what did you order? What was the great thing that you got to have?
I got chicken and steak fajitas.
Ooh.
It was so good.
Was it like
Yeah.
those ones that come out steaming when they come out?
Sizzling.
Oh, yes. That
It
is the
was
best.
so good.
All right. So
Yeah.
you'll have to maybe tell us where that is in case we get to Pittsburgh.
Do you
'cause
like a good restaurant review?
I do.
Or
I love it.
recommendation?
That's right. I had that. I went up to Kamloops for a tournament and I got recommended a sandwich place and it delivered. So if someone tells you
Oh,
to
yeah.
hit a place, you always take them up on it because it's usually a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Well, Sierra, what does the rest of your season look like? What other events do you have planned for the rest of the summer?
At the moment, I'm signed up for the BC Women's Series Championships at the end of September. And then I'm doing, I think it's early September, I'm doing a doubles tournament with my dad. So that's so far what I have, but I'm hoping to get more in there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how are you and Dad getting out and practicing at all to make sure you've got your doubles game on point?
Yeah, we are.
Good. And so what are this? Well, we know you've got the straight shot.
Yeah.
So you're contributing that. What's Dad contributing to the team?
Like just getting it really far out there and
Okay.
getting placement shots. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought
He knows
maybe
it.
the Nate Sexton putting under pressure. Do you think he's got that
oh
figured
yeah,
out?
that too.
Yeah. I'm sure he brought all the tips back from Smith Lake Farm. And,
Yeah, he
even though
did.
you weren't there, I'm sure you've had all the tips relayed back to you. So, yeah, he's doing. It looks like, sounds like he's doing more than just carrying the bag.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have
He
a?
came back.
Or go ahead.
Sorry. Okay. He came back with many notes like in his phone, so I got to see like all the notes of like everything from the clinics, which was super nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you have a team name figured out?
Yeah. Our team name is Burgers with Cheese.
That is gotta be.
I mean, there is a follow-up question.
Go ahead.
How did you come up? How did you come upon that name?
It's because our last name is Elburg, so it kind of sounds like burger, and then we just added cheese because it was funny. So it's just Burgers with Cheese.
That's awesome.
I think that one ranks
Yeah.
right
That
up
works.
there with top names for me.
Yeah.
So there's going to be, so you'll win the tournament and then you'll win the name, right? Yeah, you get them both. So
exactly.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, Sierra, it's been fantastic having you on the show tonight. So we just want to make sure to give you some time too. Is there anything you wanted to shout out or anything you wanted to mention before we let you go tonight?
I just wanted to say thank you to my family for always supporting me. And yeah, you guys are amazing. And thank you for having me on the show. And also thank you to my friends for encouraging me. I got lots of messages when I was in Pittsburgh from my friends saying like, you got this and encouraging. So I'm super thankful for that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's great. And it's good to hear. We talk about that a lot on the podcast when we're chatting about, it doesn't matter who it is on a Canadian. If they're playing at a tournament, if it's Rebecca Dawn, if it's Sierra Van Elburg, whoever's out there, is if they've got socials, send those messages. And it's good to hear that you see them and that it does help you out. So
Yeah.
yeah, if
definitely.
you thought we were just making it up, Sierra's telling you no, it's a good thing.
It definitely helps.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's
Fantastic.
yeah.
And if MVP is listening, somebody's on the lookout for. Are you on the lookout for a sponsor? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yes, I am.
But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'd be in great company because Chance Stad,
Gabby Lee.
Michael Ramanaskis, like all great MVP sponsored players that we have. Of course, Silva Saarinen, right on this
Yeah.
bigger scale there too.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
yeah, awesome. Well, we hope that comes to fruition, and maybe by the
Yes,
next time we
hopefully.
talk to you.
That would be super cool.
Yeah, great.
Awesome. Thank you for taking the time to join us tonight. We really appreciate having you on the podcast. I'm sure it's not going to be the last time we talk to you. We'll talk to you again when you win your next event. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been so much fun.
Oh,
Awesome.
Thank
Anytime.
you, Sierra.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Daryl,
Yeah.
gotta love the junior episodes, right?
So full of energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and positivity, all
Yeah.
of it, right? And just great players. And it's what I think is really awesome is, we said we talked to Gavin 2 years ago, and I didn't want to do this to them, but I thought it would have been fun actually.
Okay.
Is if we had a clip
Oh.
from, if we had
Should've
planned
done
it a
that.
little different and we had a clip from the first time each of them was on
Yeah.
and played that back. Although I don't want to embarrass anybody because I know kids can get embarrassed, or
Right.
not kids, but
Yeah.
youth can get embarrassed a little easier than we do.
Right.
But it would be like just to see how much they've grown and how much they've changed. Now, Sierra, she's a cookie cutter from probably the last time we talked to her. But when we talked to Gavin 2 years ago, he was just a younger guy.
Right.
Now he's like a grown up man. It's like
got
it's like
muscles.
Max. His voice is so deep. You're like, do we have to do something to
Yeah, did I
get
turn,
it to
did-
register?
Did I turn down the volume here or something? Did I turn the bass up?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
really, really cool. And it looked like the chat was loving it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was so much going on in the chat. I kind of dipped over there every now and again. Sonia's already in there with the secret word.
Oh,
We haven't even
good.
mentioned it.
Yeah, well, and another
Dear Ridge.
Dear Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, another thing we should do though too is our top show got cut short, and I know
Yeah.
everybody's going to be looking forward to the end because there's an extra verse.
Ooh, extra verse.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
An extra verse
Yeah. This is
for the end.
Yeah.
So just stay tuned for that, and it's coming. But what we did want to kind of finish up that we didn't get to do at the top of the show is talk a little bit about nationals coming up. We've said it a few times.
Okay, I just want to quickly interrupt you here
Yes, anytime. You can do that.
because you've mentioned to me, Nationals is coming up next weekend, or sorry, the weekend after.
Yeah.
It's coming up. You've mentioned it to me a few times. You're like, what do I say? What do I say? So I just want to put it out there now for anyone listening.
Okay, gotcha.
Unfortunately, I will not be attending Nationals, even though that it's in Alberta. Just putting it out there so you don't have to come up to Jeremy and say, "Where's Daryl? Where's Daryl?" Preemptively, unfortunately, I won't be making it to Nationals. The funds were not there.
But what could happen if you wanted is if you want to come up to me and ask me anyways, what we'll do is we'll just give him a call. We'll get him. You're going to get FaceTime calls
Yeah, okay.
all weekend long.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that for sure.
There you go.
And with Nationals just over a week away, we've got some people heading up to Grand Prairie as early as this weekend to start practicing. And because there's events happening every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all the way through to Sunday, there's something happening that you can participate in. And Dylan and Sam have told us that there's still a lot of opportunities to volunteer for both players and for people who aren't playing.
Sonia said that she has already got her assignments.
Yeah, so that's there. That's something that you can do. So if you've got friends or family who want to come and they just don't want to be bored, why don't have them volunteer?
Absolutely.
That's always a good thing to do. And then all of the events that are happening that were kind of locked down to only players could buy tickets for, they've opened it up now to family, friends, and anyone else. And if you do want to take part in the events, if you buy tickets for multiple events, you're going to get a discount as well. So keep an eye on that. And I do want to let you know that we've already got our guests set up for next week. And we're going to have two people who are already up at Nationals live on location to give us a feel for how things are going. We're going to see whether they want to call us from their Airbnb. That's cool. If they want to try and find a place to get in the thick of it, they can do that too.
Do we have on-site reporters?
We do.
We have
Live on location.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what we've set up for next week.
Taking it to the next level.
You always want me to schedule early. And when I do, I can do some fun things. So that's what we've got going on. And then also a shout out to all of our Edmonton players heading up to Nationals. In round 2, we are planning to represent our club, the Edmonton Disc Golf Association. So if you've got an Edga jersey or you can borrow one, why don't you wear it for round 2? And if you're not part of Edga, maybe represent your club or wear your favorite jersey of your favorite player. And then if you do that, take a picture, send it to us, tag us in that picture on Facebook or on Instagram so we can put it out there to everyone else. And that's at Chain Out Podcast. So good.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So that's the national side. We've also got a couple sponsors of the podcast. We've got BR Disc Golf and Disc Republic supporting the podcast this year. And when I was talking to Brendan at BR, he had let us know that he's loaded up even more discs on the website. So he's got a whole bunch of DGA plastic up there.
That's
and
Discraft.
And so all of that is up there. And we did mention it before, but it's always good to bring up is that one of Brendan's passions is disc golf course design. And so you can check out on the podcast, he's done work at the Camrose course, the Bonnyville course, the Cold Lake course. I've played the Bonnyville one. He's got some pretty cool holes, including that triple Mando style USDGC hole. Yeah. So you've, a mini version of it.
Right.
But yeah, he does some pretty good ones. So if you're designing a course, whether it's a private one or you're working with your municipality, be sure to give Brendan a call at BR Disc Golf. He'll help you out. And when we look on the Disc Republic side, you heard us talking to Sierra about trails. Well, I love my Neutron trails.
You do.
I love my Fission trails, but they also came out, not everybody knows, but there's a special edition Halloween Tale of Terror James Conrad Proton Trail. Now, those ones are hard to get. Usually you can't get your hands on them. They're all sold out.
Well, it's July.
Yeah. Why would you have a Halloween one? But they're the only Proton ones are these Halloween ones right now. So if you want one, Disc Republic still has stock. They're one of the few places you can get it. You can add it to your collection. And if you do any shopping at BR Disc Golf or Disc Republic, be sure to use the code CHAINOUT at checkout. It's a promo code that helps support us. So we'd appreciate you if you do that.
You done?
I'm done, man.
That was a lot.
I could keep going, but I
Yeah.
think it's your turn.
It could be. Excuse me. This disc right here has been put on the website. When Brooklyn said that she had a question for me, I thought she was going to give me a question in relation to the disc. Because the way that you enter this giveaway is if you find the post on our pinned post on our socials, you can drop a question on the post. We'll take all the questions. We'll head out to a course. I think we're going to try and get you out there as well. We're going to ask a question. We're going to answer the question. And then we're going to throw an ace. Or at least we're going to try to throw an ace. If we ace a hole while we're answering your question, you win this disc. The Smith Lake Farm signed Innova Fox, Halo Star Fox.
Such a good
I
disc.
thought she was going to say, I have a question for you. And then give me a question to ask about the disc. I didn't realize he was going to put me on the spot about why I cut Zach Melton out of the photo.
Yeah, well, at least it was her asking and not Zach.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
then
that
you
would
would
have
have
been
to
cool as
answer
well.
that one.
Yeah. Don't forget, stay tuned after this episode or head over to our Patreon. Sign up for a free link. You can join us for Around the Basket, where we talk disc golf. We have some banter. We have some disc golf discussions. We have a quiz. We have a lot more over there.
We like playing Discal and the
Disc golf.
premier version called Discal.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of that as well, and you can help us guess some discs. So join us after that. And of course, so many ways to support the podcast. You can jump on and subscribe on YouTube, leave comments and that. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If
Buy
you
a
want,
hat.
Yeah, if you want to buy a hat, they're $20. I'll have a bunch of these hats with me at Nationals. So come find me if you'd like to buy one, and we can help you there. Unfortunately, our amazing jerseys are sold out at the moment. But if you do have interest, maybe drop us a line and we can see if we can get another order together with Brendan to bring them in.
Yeah. One thing I noticed, because the Edmonton jerseys were pre-ordered at the same time our jerseys were, the Edmonton Disc Golf Association jerseys. Tim Plamondon, ex-president, put out a post on Facebook saying, hey, I want to organize everybody to wear their jerseys. So many of the comments were, where can I get one? When do I get one? How can... Pay attention to the podcast.
Yep.
Pay attention to our socials. We put it all out there. And then after the time, people are like, well, how do I get one?
Yeah, well, that's it. And so keep an eye. You
you
stay
go.
tuned to this podcast. We'll keep you in the know. And as we get to the end, that's right. We have the draft for you. And in this case here, I had to, with everything we had going on,
Yeah.
I couldn't go with 3 verses.
Okay.
I had to go with 4. Are you going to be able to be okay that our break is going to be a little bit different in this thing? You think we can make it happen?
Yeah, we can make it happen.
All right. Okay. So if you're hanging on for this, let's make it happen.
All right. Okay. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to dress up like that one day.
We will.
What a way to end the episode. The Edmonton Open, 5 years strong.
A new FPO winner, Joe Henderson.
In MPO, one name is always killing.
Noah Higgins, trophy cases filling.
Nika with a haircut, I'm not joking.
Amazing player and so well spoken.
Brooklyn in second, final round was revving.
Crushing that disc, throwing.
The limits a full episode.
Next week, Jeremy will be on the road.
Heading to Nationals, north is his route.
Before he leaves, we'll do another chain oot.
Goodbye, everybody. I hope you had fun listening to that.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Lol.